Funds are tight. Folks sometimes have only enough to afford food for themselves or their beloved pets. Now in Bangor today, local businesses and organizations came together to make sure no older adult has to make that choice. Furry Friends Food Bank accepted monetary donations as well as cat and dog food, treats, and cat litter to give to Eastern Area Agency on Aging. They even broke out the grill to provide free lunch to those who donated. Bangor police joined in to support the cause as well. Organized by Broadway self-storage manager Kevin Mooney, he wanted to give a helping hand to Eastern Area as well as bring attention to new businesses next door.
We currently serve 400 low-income older adults age 60 and over and their pets every month. It's our only non-state or federally funded program at Eastern Area.
They will literally make the choice of taking care of their animal before taking care of themselves, and that is both heartwarming and heart-wrenching at the same time.
Why not start today, reach out with some new businesses, nonprofits. It starts with us. It's not going to get done unless you take that first step.
Now, if you'd still like to donate, Eastern Area Agency on Aging are still accepting cash and supplies. For more information, you can visit eaaa.org.